Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. You guys ready to learn how to market your business online? There's a lot to it. There's a lot of ways to do it, and it can seem overwhelming. But my name is Terry Ambrose. I am a digital marketing professional. And today I'm going to give you a tour of the digital marketing landscape so you guys can decide which methods might work for your business and which ones you might want to use. So here's what we're going to cover today. So we're going to talk about 10 different digital marketing methods, why you'd want to use a particular method and what's involved in it. We'll talk about why digital marketing is more effective and economical than traditional marketing. We're going to understand the buyers and the buyer's journey, the buyer better and the buyer's journey. And then we'll talk about inbound marketing ideology, how to create marketing content, what kind you want to create, what steps you can take now to get started. And then I just wanted to let you know there'll be a copy of this recording. Plus, you'll get a source PDF file because we're going to cover a lot of stuff. And I know you're going to have a lot of questions. And there's just links and helpful stuff I couldn't put in here. So that's what the PDF is when you get that. So what is digital marketing? Well, digital marketing is like any other marketing, right? Your primary goals are to get more leads and sales and to gain the attention of your target market. But the difference with digital marketing compared to traditional is the really granular way you can target people, and then the very, very clear analytics that you can see, because everything in digital marketing leaves a digital footprint that you can see what has happened. So how is digital marketing different? You can target potential buyers with much more precision. It's less expensive typically than most offline methods. The effectiveness can be easily tracked and measured. Just everything that can be tracked is tracked. Adjusting and refining your marketing strategy is easier. And this is a really big deal, actually, because in traditional marketing, you know, if you were producing a TV commercial or doing a print ad or anything like that, it'd just be really expensive to have to redo. You know, once something's printed, you can't unprint it and that whole thing. So, you know, if you have a mistake with digital marketing, not only is it basically free to fix, I mean, depending on the mistake, but, or if you just don't, you know, like you've put out a marketing effort and you're like, this isn't really working like we thought it would, maybe we should switch. Well, great, go do that with digital marketing. With traditional, it's a lot harder. So digital marketing makes it easier for smaller businesses to compete. And that's because they don't have to like buy the whole pie. They can only buy, they can, you know, choose to buy a slice of the pie, so to say. They don't have to do a whole commercial themselves or whatever. With digital marketing, you can say, I just want to spend $10 a day on this platform and see how it goes. It's just like a lot less commitment and a lot easier to compete, kind of levels the playing field. So digital marketing can increase your conversion rate and the quality of your leads. That's because of the targeting, the clear targeting. You're able to speak to who really is interested in buying your products. And then digital marketing allows you to interact and connect with your audience at every stage in the buyer's journey. Let me tell you what that means. All right, so everybody who's buying something, you know, they're on this buyer's journey. They either, you know, are just kind of becoming aware that they have a problem or need something, and then that's the awareness stage, and then the consideration stage and decision stage. So let me give you a little scenario there. So awareness stage, in this stage, the buyer's aware that they have a problem or a need or a desire to buy something, but they may not know exactly what it is or how to solve the problem. So for example, someone who's looking to start a business, they might wonder about invoicing. Like they know they need to invoice their clients, but they're not really sure how to do that or what they need. So they start to Google some questions. And then once they're kind of looking around and researching, then they get into the consideration stage. So now they're actively researching solutions. They're evaluating different options. For example, our new business owner who is looking on how to invoice his clients, now he might realize, okay, I need an accounting program. And then maybe he's comparing the features of the different accounting programs and reading reviews and stuff like that. So that's the consideration stage. And then in the decision stage, now they've kind of narrowed it down, and they're ready to make a purchase decision. So even though they're ready to make a purchase decision, this is still a stage, because sometimes they need to be kind of, pushed to the other, pushed off the fence, so to say. Maybe they need a discount, or they need to read a stellar testimonial or something like that. So with digital marketing, you can target your ads to people at whatever stage they're in, which just, instead of like buying a print ad or even sell, just any of the traditional marketing methods, you just don't have that granular level of control like you do with digital. So I want to encourage you to know your buyer persona and to actually put together what's called a buyer persona. It's a detailed profile of your ideal customer. And let me tell you a little more about it. So buyer personas are based on semi-fictional representations of your ideal customers, clients, whatever. It's based on data and research, and then a little bit of intuition on your part too. Sometimes people just use intuition, and you can't do that. Like, you need to know who really is your ideal customer. And that's just something that gets refined over time. And particularly if you put together a buyer persona so that you can pay attention to that. Buyer personas help you focus your time and effort on your most likely customers. They guide your product development to suit the needs of your target customers. And what that means is, like, say you want to do an iteration of your product or your service, you're going to change something. If you clearly know your buyer or buyers, it's not always just one type of persona, but you clearly know who's interested in your stuff, you're going to know, oh, this isn't a good idea. Like, we shouldn't do this, or we should do this. Our buyers would love it. So it's just a way of really knowing who your target audience is. And understanding buyer personas are going to help drive your content creation, because whatever you create, meaning social media content, blog posts, videos, whatever content you're putting out there, you're doing it for your buyer persona. You have them in mind. You know what they want to see. You know what their pain points are, what their interests are. It's going to help you attract high value visitors, leads, and customers to your business. And the reason they're high value is because you know them so well that you're giving them the content they want to read. Like, you're getting valuable visitors and leads because you're speaking right to the perfect person for your product. And it's going to help you retain customers over time. So here's, oh, Crystal, do you have that link? Can you drop the link in the chat? If you want to explore this a little further, HubSpot has it's kind of basic. It's nothing earth shattering, but it can kind of get you guys moving in the right direction to understand what a buyer persona is all about and how you would actually do that. All right, and then let's talk about outbound versus inbound marketing, just so you understand the ideology behind there, because advertising 20 years ago, even 10 years ago, is a lot different now than it used to be. So there still is outbound marketing, plenty of it. And what that means, outbound marketing is kind of interruption marketing, meaning, like, you'd prefer not to have that TV commercial interrupting your show, and you'd probably prefer not to have a magazine with all these ads necessarily. So it's not even considering you, the potential customer. It's just, like, knock, knock, here we are, whether you want us or not. And then inbound marketing is really different. Inbound marketing is you're approaching customers because they're looking for you. So basically, inbound marketing is going to attract customers by providing valuable content. And what that means is, so somebody's Googling, what you're providing. Let's say you are a digital marketer. I'm like, let's speak to what I know. So if somebody's Googling, how do I market my business online? Well, I want to be the one to answer that question. So how do I be the one that answers that question? I have blog posts written about it. I have things that I put out to help my potential customers find me. And that's what you want to do through blog posts or videos that help teach them or something like that. That's what inbound marketing is. It's people already looking for you, or for you, not you specifically, but you would be the ideal answer to whatever their inquiry is that they're searching for. You want to provide helpful stuff to help them not only find you, but help them move along in that buyer's journey, teaching them whatever, so that when they do go to buy, you're the trusted source that they've, that they're buying from, that they've read your blog posts, they get it, that you are really informed in this area. So that's what outbound versus inbound marketing is. And most digital marketing is inbound. There still is some outbound, right? Pop-up ads and stuff where you're like, go away. So inbound is what it's mostly about. All right, types of digital marketing. This is the bulk of what we're going to talk about today. Here's 12 here, but there are just all kinds of digital marketing mediums. These are 12 of the most popular. I cover all of them. It goes from 1 to 10, but that's just because I combine a couple of them. And let's, before we jump into there, talk about your website, because our first digital marketing strategy is search engine optimization. And I wanted to talk about the website before we get in, because sometimes I get people asking, well, do I really need a website? I mean, I do all my stuff through social media. I sell through there, or I have a Amazon store and I'm just doing everything through that. Why do I need a website? So I say you do need a website. Absolutely you do. And here's my case. First of all, with other platforms, you're at their mercy. If Amazon decides you can't sell a certain product, or they raise their rates, or any number of things, too bad for you, right? You just have to go along. And, same with social media. But I was going to say, technically with your website, if you have a WordPress website, that allows you, or other, like WordPress and some other type of programmable websites, that allows you to have the most control over your website. And if you're with like Shopify or Wix or Squarespace or something, there's pros and cons of that. You're a little bit at their mercy too, but it's not so important in that regard that you should still choose. I mean, you need to have a website. That's my bottom line. Your website is your online presence. It's kind of your home base. So, anybody looking for you, they're typically not necessarily looking for you on Amazon. I mean, if they're looking for you and they haven't found you, your website is a good place to start. It establishes credibility and professionalism, right? I mean, I don't know about you, but I've had businesses who say, oh, I don't have a website, here's what I have. And I never hear somebody say, I have a website, but and I think, oh, you shouldn't have a website. But if they say, I only have social media, it just like changes them from established, credible, professional company to like, oh, okay, not fly by night exactly, but not a major player. It's hard to explain, but I think that's something that we all kind of do have thoughts on. So even if you just have a website that's like your about page, your contact us page, and a little bit about what you do, is better than having no website at all. It's going to allow easy communication with your customers. And then here's the biggie though, it's going to provide you valuable insights on your customer service and customer behavior. I mean, so through Google Analytics and Google Search Console, you're going to be able to see, who's visiting your site, not literally who, but you can see demographics, you can see where they come from, you can see, did they come from social media? Did they come from a search? What words were they searching? What pages are getting the most hits? I mean, you just have all this valuable resource. Okay, so I've beat that one up. But so once you do have a website, you want to, number one, digital marketing method is search engine optimization. So you want to take that website and you want to make sure it's search engine optimized, because otherwise, if people can't find you through search, it's just not even nearly as beneficial. So with SEO, you have on page, off page, and technical. On page, you're doing yourself or your web designer is doing, and it's literally on the page. So you're making sure you have keywords and phrases that pertain to your business. You're going to make sure you have the hierarchy set up the way Google wants it. And if you are building your website yourself and you're thinking, do I have SEO? Am I doing that? Am I not doing that? You'll know. And if you're doing it through a all-in-one platform like Shopify or Squarespace or any number of those out there, just look for their search engine optimization functionality and make sure you're doing that, because they usually all have tools. They used to, some of them, be not as good as others, but they're all really stepping up their game. And then technical or back end, a lot of times that's like has to do with page speed and really technical stuff. And I would say like once a year, get somebody who really, or more, but get somebody who really knows what they're doing, and have them look at your technical SEO. And the benefit of having like a Squarespace or some all-in-one platform is a lot of times the technical stuff you guys don't have to worry about. If you have a Word, and I don't mean to say that carte blanche, I mean, research it for yourself depending on who you're with. But they usually take care of a lot of that stuff for you. So off-page SEO is what you guys can do yourselves. And what that is link building. And this gives your website so much search engine optimization power, because basically backlinks are important because they're showing Google that other sites find your content valuable enough to link to. So it shows that, you know, you have authority and relevance in this space. And the thing to know about that is you can't just randomly backlink, you know, say you're a wedding photographer and your wife, I don't know, is an insurance adjuster. And she's like, put it on my website. Well, don't, because that has nothing to do with photography. And it has to be a relevant page. And the higher the page's authority, the better it is for you too. So, you know, like it would be much better for a photographer to link to some, you know, if they were able to acquire a link from, I'm trying to think of some famous Annie Leibovitz. I don't know, I'm like, who's a famous photographer? That would be, you know, typically their website has more authority because they have a lot more traffic. It's, you know, and there's actually software that can tell you, here's how much authority this website has. So don't just do it willy-nilly, but just remember that you want to link build, you know, see if you can get links back from relevant websites. Here's some ideas on how to do that. So first of all, social media. On all your social media profiles, you definitely want to have a link to your website on all your profiles. You want to have your website in directories. So local directories, if you're local, like Google My Business and Yelp, and other directories as they pertain to your business. Again, the photographer, if there's a National Association of Photographers and he or she can put their website information on there, that makes sense. It doesn't make sense if it's not photography. If you do video marketing, you want to create and promote those videos on platforms like YouTube and so on, and you can share, you can attract more traffic and backlinks from the video marketing. And then forum posting, what that is. So you can do it like in Reddit or Quora or social media, specific groups. And it doesn't mean spamming and just dropping your link everywhere. Forum posting is something that just kind of comes naturally. In other words, I was in a forum recently and somebody said, hey, you like, should I self-publish my book, or do you think I should try and get a publisher? And they were asking that question in general. And I said, oh, I just wrote an article actually about how to publish, you know, self-publishing versus traditional versus hybrid. And here's the link, you know, so I'm being helpful to them. I just wrote something about that. Here's the link. And it's linking back to my website then because I posted it in the group, and then other group members have benefit of reading it if they want. And that also gives me SEO boosts, you know, because a lot of people are going from that link to my website. You can try and write blog posts. I've done this many times, blog posts for other sites with a link back to your website. That it's a little harder because, right, you have to see if you can get that post, and then you have to write it. But there's other benefits of writing blog posts for other websites besides link building, but that's a huge one. And then article submissions, you could submit an article to online media like medium.com and Forbes. There's all kinds of places that take articles for submission and consideration to be in their media. All right, number 2, social media marketing. So social media marketing, you guys are probably all aware of social media and what it does for you, but it's going to increase brand awareness. It'll build trust and credibility, improve customer engagement, boost your website traffic, definitely can generate leads and sales. And then social media does have analytics too, so you can get some valuable customer insights on social media. And getting started with social media. So I'm sure you guys have plenty of social media platforms, at least one or whatever, but I don't know if you're feeling really good about how you're working with them or if you feel like you need help in that area. This is just going to be general information when I do these getting started slides. And hopefully, you know, from time to time we have, and especially with social media and some of these other digital marketing things, we have separate webinars that do a much deeper dive than I'm just giving a cursory overview here. So, you know, let us know in the comments too, as we go through, if there's any of these that you really want to know more about, because we're kind of building our curriculum, so to say, with digital marketing, and we'll explore some of these in further depth. So, to get started with social media, as with all of these, you'll see I'm always like, what are your goals? So know what your intention is with business, especially. I mean, it's one thing to have your personal account. And by the way, have separate business pages. Don't mix your business with your personal social media. It's just a better idea to have that totally separated. And it doesn't mean that you can't do comments and shout outs and stuff personally. It's just that it's better to have a totally separate page when it comes to social media for your business. You can have your website on it for one thing. Okay, so establish your goals and objectives. Know why you're choosing one particular platform and why you're, you know, what you plan to do with it. And then understand the typical demographics of each platform. On the PDF I'm sending with the, or Crystal sending, but with the recording of this, I'm going to have a link that'll tell you some typical demographics of each of the platforms, along with a list of a bunch of platforms. You always want to make sure your social media matches your branding. So when you're creating your social media banners and so on, make sure they look like your website. Make sure they look like your other social media pages. You want to make sure that you are branded to look like who your business is. So have some consistency on that. And then create content based on your goals and your buyer personas. So meaning once you set your goal, you know what your intention is to do. Try not to deviate your posts too far out of that intention. And then don't post things that your buyer personas aren't interested in. You know, I hope that makes sense. But the content you put out there is going to be, you just know your buyers so well that, you know, they'd like this informative video or this blog post, or they'll think this is a funny meme or whatever. So you just have your buyer personas in mind. And then build helpful, engaging content tailored to each platform. So helpful and engaging, I'm sure you understand what I mean by that. And then tailored to each platform. What I mean by that is, okay, take TikTok and YouTube. Both are video platforms. They're both video exclusive platforms, but they are completely different. You wouldn't have a YouTube intended video on TikTok or vice versa. So know your platform and tailor your content to the platform. And then keep in mind, you can use social media ads. You can buy social media ads and use them to build awareness or you know, get more likes or more followers or generate leads, boost sales. So that's something to look into. And the nice thing about ads is you can, like I said, cap your daily spend on that or cancel it at any time. So then, and then just circle back and revisit your original goals regularly so that you can adjust them when necessary. All right, so email marketing, that's our third thing. And email marketing is a cost-effective way to reach your audience. And when I say your audience, because you're emailing to specific people that are on your email marketing list. It allows for personalized and targeted messages to your clients and potential clients. Email marketing is easy to track and measures the success of campaigns. It can build brand awareness and loyalty, very effective at driving website sales and traffic conversions. Email marketing is if not the leader, well, behind search engine optimization, but email marketing's pretty powerful when it comes to leads and conversions, or when it comes to conversions, I mean. So here's how you get started with email marketing. Again, you want to establish your goals and objectives, and that's going to happen every campaign, every email marketing campaign you do. You're going to decide, what are we trying to do here, right? And then you want to choose a platform. And again, in the PDF, I give you a bunch of different options, and then there are once you know what you're looking for, you don't have to use those options, use any option, but you'll start to understand what it is that you need in an email marketing platform. So you choose your platform, and then just remember, you need a list of subscribers. So you can't do email marketing unless you're gathering emails of your customers. Maybe you have a lead capture form on your website. Maybe you're getting them through social media, but you need to create a list of subscribers to email to. Then when you design your email template, make sure it reflects your brand. When you create the email, write compelling copy, keep it brief, and then have a clear call to action, and have only one call to action. Don't be like, click here and do that, or do this. Like, just have one clear call to action. And that makes it easier for a lot of things, and for you to measure the effectiveness too of your campaign. The power with email marketing, and this is where it comes to, marketing to the right person with the right information at the right time. With email marketing, it's all about segmentation. So, think about it this way. I'm interested in your product. I do something that triggers this email as an interested subject. They send me the email, and I either click buy now, or I click whatever their call to action is, or I don't. And so then I get segmented, right? Because those folks who did click on that call to action are going to get a different sequence of emails following them than I do me, because they're still trying to get me to click the call to action or do something else. So there's just so many segmentations that can happen along the buyer's journey, where they are in their journey. And so it can get complicated, but it can be super powerful. With email marketing, you'll want to optimize your emails for mobile devices, and actually everything that you're doing with digital marketing. Remember, a lot of it gets created on a desktop or laptop, but much of it gets consumed on digital. So on mobile devices, so make sure you're optimizing those emails for the devices for readability, and then do A/B testing. So for example, you send out your marketing email, and you have, say, a particular subject line. You send it out to 200 people, and then you send the another 200 people a different subject line. Same idea, but maybe worded a little different. And then, see if there's any noticeable, more clicks with this one subject line than there are with this other subject line. And then, once you start to see that one is better than the other, then you use that one. And you can do it with, images, the way you word things, the call to action, whatever. So A/B testing, again, because it's so cheap to change digital marketing, there's not an expense there. You can, kind of tweak it till you get it perfect kind of thing through this A/B testing. And then, of course, track key performance metrics, as always, with every digital marketing method you're doing. And with email, you can track your open rate, click-through rates, unsubscribe rates, anything, again, that there is to measure, it can be measured. And the video, or the, I just switched the video, so it got in my head, but the email marketing platforms, they'll have a analytics area where you can just clearly see what it is that you can track, what performance you're able to track. Okay, now we're on to video marketing. So number 4, video marketing. And here's why you want to do video marketing. So video marketing is flexible for all kinds of stuff. You can, have video to explain your products. You can have video for fun. You can, you guys can think of a lot of different ways for video, but it is not only more attended to. People watch video way more than they're going to read something, but it's just really super flexible. It's more compelling, right? It allows for storytelling context much more than an image would do. Video has the ability to convey complex information. And I know that because I video my screen all the time. If I have a problem or I'm trying to communicate something effectively to people, it's easier for me to video my screen and just show them, hey, here's what's going on. Here's what do you think, and send that. And everybody's like, oh, thank you so much for that. That was so easy to understand. And that's the power of video, anything. Okay, so the ability to convey complex information, but it also improves your website traffic and search engine rankings. Everybody loves video in terms of like Google, the social media algorithms. So if you want to increase your website traffic and search engine rankings, you have to be doing something in the video. Well, you don't have to, but I mean, it's a good, easy way to increase your rankings. So video marketing is going to help explain products and services more effectively. I don't know about you, but when I'm looking for help on something and then I get this article, I have to read like all these pages of do this, I will if I have to. But if you can show it to me on a video, I'm definitely going to watch that and see it done. So helps explain products and services, allows for an emotional connection with viewers. That builds brand loyalty and trust. The big brands know this and do this a lot. And then, like I said, the social media algorithms favor video content and that users are more likely to share and engage with it. So here's some video marketing ideas. You can create product demos or tutorials. You can share customer testimonials, success stories, do live streaming if you want. You could use video on your social media platforms in a variety of ways. Everybody wants to do a video that goes viral, so you can attempt that. You can produce behind the scenes content that gives viewers a glimpse into your company culture and values, particularly if you make something or just if people like seeing those behind the scenes things. Videos can help you, or you can develop educational content with videos to teach, not just to teach about your product, but like about industry trends or just any kind of relevant topics that your buyer persona would be, likely to be interested in. And then you can use video to tell the story of your brand also. All right, so to get started with video marketing, make sure you set clear goals. Choose the right platform, and you need the necessary equipment. So that could just be as easy as a mobile phone, depending on what you're trying to do. Or if you're doing something a little more formal, you might need lighting. You might need a special microphone. It's really not very expensive. You just don't need anything too fancy. You'll want to create, and again, this depends. If you're just doing something really quick, you're not creating a storyboard or a script for something just quick and spontaneous. But if you are doing something maybe for YouTube, or you are doing your instructional videos or something a little more formal, then create a storyboard or script for each video or both. Then you're going to produce the actual video content, and you need to edit your videos. If you're doing it on YouTube, sometimes an intro and an extra are good, so you can put in like your brand, your logo, and you have the same kind of intro and extra on all of your videos to kind of keep that branding consistent. And then you can optimize your videos for search. YouTube is amazing for this. YouTube is actually a search engine itself. So anytime you're doing your videos and putting them in a digital platform, any digital platform, make sure you give them identify meta tags and keyword descriptions that people might be looking for, searching for. And then you're going to share and distribute your videos. And of course, monitor the performance. As always, you can see your views, audience engagement, clicks, and so on, and then adjust them if you notice something that can be improved. All right, localized digital marketing. So if you're a local business, here's some things you want to do. You want to make sure your website is optimized to have local keywords like your city, state, and any other relevant cities. For Phoenix, you know how we have so many different cities. You want to say serving cities in, you know, list the different cities that you serve. And these don't have to be up front and center. I mean, they can be, just make sure they're on your website somewhere. And then relevant keywords, for example, let's say you're a landscaper in Arizona. So you're going to have the city, state, and everything, but you're also going to have stuff like, because you're thinking, when it says relevant keywords, you're thinking about what are people going to be searching for that I want my website to have so that Google can see, you know, and pull me up into the search results. So taking that landscaper, maybe they think, well, people are probably Googling mesquite tree or desert plants or desert landscaping or something like that. So they're going to want to make sure that some of those keywords and phrases populate their page. All right, so moving on, register with local directories. So if you are local, absolutely want to do Google My Business. That's what allows, when you're searching for something and a box pops up and it shows you the different businesses in your local area that do what it is you're searching for, that's how you show up, by registering with Google My Business. So do that, register with Yelp. And then no, you can run geo-targeted ads. What that means, not only with Google, but social media. So you can define a clear area of where you want those ads to populate to, whose feeds you want it to populate to, and other demographic information. So for localized digital marketing, those are your three biggies. All right, and then affiliate and influencer marketing, they're two different things. I put them on the same slide because they are not that common that they need their own category. And they're both using other people to market your products. So you're probably familiar with influencer marketing, where you identify an influencer whose audience is, you know, as close to who exactly you want to market to as possible, and that they have a large enough following to make whatever amount of money you guys agree on worth the transaction. And then basically they are, you know, in a series of videos or one video or one blog post or whatever it is that they're doing, you make an agreement with them, they do it, you pay them. Affiliate marketing is a little bit different. Affiliate marketing is the affiliate has a link, a digital link that identifies them as the person who sold your product and service, or product or service. And once the sale happens, then they get paid. And the affiliate marketing is usually, it's not like between you and the affiliate directly. There's software that's used where the affiliate signs up and you sign up, and they are the middleman. They're kind of the accounting engine, so to say. So that's what affiliate and influencer marketing is. And then native marketing, here's another type of digital marketing, which is also traditional marketing too. This kind of covers both of them. And native marketing, that is talking about marketing that doesn't look like marketing, ads that don't look like ads. They look like they belong there. And so example number one, a food and beverage company sponsoring a cooking show to feature their products in recipe demonstrations. So you don't have an ad spot there. Say the products are, you know, Jenny's seasoning. While they're doing the show, he's saying, you know, and I love, let's use Jenny's, you know, barbecue seasoning. This is my favorite. spritz, 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 whatever, so as the show is going along, they're using the products in the show. So even though you're paying for that, it looks very organic and natural. The second example, a car manufacturer sponsoring a travel show where the host uses one of the manufacturer's vehicles on their show and, talks about the different things the key is in a very natural, organic way where it doesn't look like, oh, they must be getting paid for that, but they are. So native marketing just is a very natural slide in that looks seamless. Content marketing, it did not get a number only because content marketing is kind of an umbrella term. It's very important, but it's an umbrella term for all the content we produce to market to people. And it is a term in itself. I mean, content marketing is a structure, a thing that you do with the, what am I trying to say? I don't know. I'm going to skip over that. I pass. What I'm trying to say is content marketing with the inbound ideology, that's the word I was looking for. It is where you put out content to help people. And that's what content marketing is that helpful, being there to helpful, give them resources and so on. But it covers a lot of things, blog posts, videos, podcasts, webinars, all that stuff. So content marketing is the idea of creating helpful, useful content to give to these people who are searching. And in that, you're able to capture them as leads or followers or whatever. All right. And sometimes content marketing, a lot of times people refer to it, they think of written content. That's why blogging is next here. A lot of times when people say content marketing, they only think of blogging, but it really is more than just blogging. But let's talk about blogging. So blogging is going to be beneficial for your search engine optimization. It's good for online PR, and it's great at establishing authority in your industry. So to create a blog, here's what you're going to do. You're going to create a blog section on your website, and most all website platforms are going to have the availability for you to do that. WordPress started as a blog platform, and WordPress is exceptional for that, but you probably already have a website established. So whatever web platform you're on, see if you can put a blog on it. And once you get that set up on your website, then you start thinking about what you want to write about and start creating this relevant, valuable content. But let me just say, what you want to write about isn't like you sit down one day with a cup of coffee and think, wow, what do I want to write about? It's really not that romantic. It's very formulaic. And what you want to do is you want to find out what people are Googling. What are they looking for in relation to your company and your product that you can show up for? In other words, somebody Googles a phrase or a product, or, the 9 best, they're looking for the best, the best, whatever, crock pots. I don't know. And you have, and it wouldn't be crock pots, it'd be something bigger. Because if you're selling crock pots, you're not doing blog posts on them. That's a whole different thing. But if you're selling especially bigger ticket items, or if you're selling like you're a coach or you're a landscaper, again, I did have a landscaper client. That's why that's coming to mind. And he did a lot of, we did video marketing. He did a lot of blogging, so that when people were Googling, when's the best time to prune a mesquite tree in Arizona? Well, he happened to write a blog all about that stuff. So he's got a lot of the things that the Google algorithm is going to look for. He's in Arizona. He's got that on his website. He's answering this question. So the blog shows up in the search engine results page, and the client finds him that way. So when you're planning what you want to write about, there are tools. And again, that PDF will have some of those tools for how you can find out what people are searching for in relation to your product or service. Then you do optimize that content for search engines. You're going to add internal and external links. And again, this is a whole webinar in itself to go into a lot of this content. But just briefly, The internal links mean you're linking from your blog page to another blog page of yours or another page on your own website. And then external links is you're linking out to somebody. Like if I'm saying, you know, I love to use Adobe products for graphic design, I could create a link out to Adobe products. And I would want to, because that increases the search engine optimization. You're going to promote your blog on social media and elsewhere. You can promote your individual posts. Hopefully they're going to be so search engine optimized that that's what's going to be pushing the viewership, the readership of that blog. And then you can increase the search engine optimization through backlinks. As I said before, you could write an article for another website and link your blog post in that article, only because it makes sense for the article. Like everything's kind of interconnected and with a helpful frame of mind. And then, of course, monitor your analytical data, see who's reading it, anybody clicking the links, stuff like that. All right, online public relations, online PR, it's basically refers to the use of digital online platforms to promote your brand, your product, whatever. And here's three examples of what that means and how you can do your own online public relations. So again, you can guest post on someone's blog. So, you know, if you find a really good relevant blog that you can post on, not only do you get a backlink or two, depending on the rules for your website, but it puts you out there as an authority in the space. So for public relations, that's what you're trying to do. You can reach out to reporters via social media. And I put that in the PDF too, to show you on Twitter, for example, how you would do that. There's something called Help a Reporter Out, HARO. And basically that matches up reporters with experts in their field. When the reporter needs something, they put out there, hey, I'm looking for this. And then people reply to them. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. So here you get, this says Friday afternoon edition, because you get 2 or 3 a day, sometimes 3 a day. So, you know, sometimes I'm not looking at all of these. Sometimes I am deleting them. But when I can, it's really good because so I can key in just to make it quick. I'm not looking at every single link here because you can see this is 87. I got a whole 1 through 86 ahead of that, and then some, you know, past it. But so I'm searching for marketing because those are the ones I want to reply to. Sometimes I search for artificial because I do a lot in the artificial intelligence space. And when there's something that's intriguing on marketing that I feel like, oh yeah, I can speak to that, then I answer it. You click the link, and when you click the link, it gives you the name of the person inquiring, what they want in more detail, what they want you to include, and all that stuff. So this is a sort of really good way to get those backlinks, get some good PR, online PR, and you can sign up for it real easy. Again, in that PDF, I put the link to HARO and how you can sign up for that, and it's all free. Organic versus paid marketing. Just want to mention that real quick. So all of these digital marketing methods can be used both ways. You can do organic marketing, meaning you do it all yourself. You know, you put it out there and you hope for the best without, and, you know, and you do you don't just hope for the best, but you do your search engine optimization. You do all the things to try and increase the likelihood that it's going to get seen. Or you can pay for digital marketing. So you can pay Google to show up higher in the search rankings. You can, you know, boost your social media posts. You can boost your videos on YouTube. All of them have paid digital marketing options also. Paid advertising, here's just some ideas or some areas that you can do some paid. So Google does pay per click, and then YouTube and others do like a cost per so many impressions where they show they suggest your video or whatever. Social media advertising can be paid. And we talked about influencer and affiliate being a paid form and native. And then email marketing is paid too. And that's because you don't use email marketing through your regular marketing client, meaning your Outlook Express or whatever you're using. You don't send them that way. That's a good way to have them not land in anybody's email box. You want to use an actual email platform. And so there's a monthly fee for that. And then there is a fee if you're doing like over 5,000 emails a month or whatever. They all have their, categories of what costs you what for how much kind of thing. It's not too expensive, but it is a paid form of digital marketing. And the other thing I want to make sure that I convey to you guys is that digital marketing is measurable. And I mean, that is the big deal, that you can target people really clearly and you can measure the results. So you can measure your website traffic. You can measure your conversion rates. Are people actually converting? Who's converting? You can see what click-through rates, the number of clicks, your ads receive. You can look at social media engagement, analyzing your likes, your shares, your fans, how many people are following you, all that stuff. And then with email, you can analyze the open click rates and so much more. So the point just being that digital marketing is measurable, and sometimes people skip that step, which is to me like baffling. Why would you go through all this effort and then not look at what results you're getting so that you can pivot where you need to? So make sure you're doing that with your digital marketing. And then know this, digital marketing, there are different methods for different businesses. I mean, I wish I could say to you, oh, that's the kind of business you are. Well, here's exactly what you need to do. I mean, I can say that to you, if you were a client and I was looking over and we did that, but it's not something that's so categorical that somebody could publish a statement saying, without knowing your business in depth, and say, this is exactly what you need to do. So for example, business to business versus business to consumer. Well, business to business, they're going to have a longer sales cycle. They're typically selling more expensive products. They many times want you to talk to a salesperson. So their goal is to get leads. Whereas business to consumer, when you're buying that crock pot, nobody's expecting to talk to a salesperson. The company, they want to move you from awareness to purchase right away. They're not even doing a lot of content creation or anything like that. Their goal is way different than a business to business. If you're local versus non-local, you got a different plan. If you're a product versus a service, if your demographics are different, like you're speaking to, early 20s versus, I don't know, older accountants, like obviously different demographics are going to have a different approach. The price of the product or service makes the approach different. And then there's just a lot of different variables. So really what you want to do is look at the different methods you have available, kind of get a feel for what you think you want to do, and then do it, give it a try, because like I say, it's not that expensive to back out to try something different. It's a lot of time at first, especially as you're getting used to things, but give it a try. When you find something that's working, do more of that, learn how to do it better, and then do more of that. So that A/B testing is really important too. All right, and I wanted to show you, so speaking of this, different methods for different businesses, here's just a little example. If you were a fashion e-commerce business, so maybe you would, here's a stack, a social media, email, influencer, video marketing, and SEO, a marketing stack for them. So it might be, they choose to do social media marketing, and maybe for them, it would be Instagram, Pinterest, and TikTok. They'll do an email marketing campaign maybe to their email list of subscribers who are interested in the products, and send them like updates or discounts or sales or whatever. They might do influencer marketing to have, collaborate with an influencer to promote their stuff. They could do video marketing to show off their fashions. And I have SEO. I'm going to give you 3 examples, and SEO is on all 3 of them because it's that important. So local service business, they might have this stack. They're going to put their website in all the local directories, their social media. While they might use similar platforms, they would have different kind of content that goes there. They might want to do a pay-per-click to make sure that, they show up number 1 for anybody looking for their service in the local area. They might do video marketing, as my landscaper client had done, where he gave a lot of useful, helpful information to people searching for it. And in the meantime, he set his business up as the obvious expert about all this stuff. So when they're ready to solve their problem, they're going to them probably. And then search engine optimization. And then let's say you're a B2B service business. You're selling to businesses and it's a service. Maybe yours looks like this. Maybe your social media platforms would be like LinkedIn and Facebook. It really all depends on what you're selling to. You might want to do, again, depending on what you're selling, what kind of service you're selling, but you might want to do LinkedIn advertising. Maybe that's where you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck, considering you're selling to businesses. You would do email marketing to nurture as the sale process steps go along. So you want to keep moving your potential client through the sales funnel. And then maybe you're doing a lot of content marketing because you're trying to give out a lot of valuable information that can be used for lead generation. It could be like a lead magnet where somebody downloads some useful content and in exchange you get their email address. So you're doing a lot of things like that. And then again, SEO. All right, so brief summary, how to do digital marketing. You always want to outline your objectives, know why you're doing what you're doing. You want to figure out who your intended audience is. And this is really key. I mean, you want to know who you're marketing to as well as you can so that everything, you create is intended for them and so on. Every marketing effort is intended for them. You want to determine which digital marketing methods are best for your business. You don't need to do them all. You'd go crazy doing them all. Figure out which ones you think are going to do the best for you and do those. You need to determine the best platform for each method. So what that means is if you determine that video marketing method is an ideal method for you, then you need to determine which platform are you going to do. Is it ideal because you're going to do a lot of YouTube videos and here's why? Or is it ideal because you feel like you could have a ton of followers on TikTok and that would be beneficial because here's why? So, decide why, choose your method, and then what platform you're going to do it on. And then you want to conduct keyword research because, again, if you are not marketing to what people are looking for, then a lot of your marketing could be wasted. So conduct keyword research. You want to generate compelling, helpful content. So again, with that inbound strategy or inbound ideology, it's it's a real helpful mindset of, how can I help? And here's what I know. And it's that kind of thing so that you're building trust in your clients or potential customers, that you know what you're doing and that they can come to you for whatever it is that they need. All right, so again, ensure everything works well on mobile devices with whatever you're creating. You want to consider maybe an effective blend of paid and free digital methods. So try the free methods, try the paid methods. At first, this can just be a lot of trial and error. And believe me, when you find something that works really well for you, I mean, you'll just triple down on it. You'll do better. You'll analyze it more. You'll see what you can do, and you'll start, tweaking all the little aspects of it. But at first, you're going to have to do a lot of trying. And then again, of course, pay attention to analytics and revise everything as needed. So that's it, guys. My name's Terry Ambrose. I do have a digital marketing agency. I encourage you to follow me on LinkedIn or direct message me if you want. I'm very responsive.